Pastor, the video you just saw, possibly, this is the second time a church service evoked a video, but it was not, it wasn't planned to send to you. Sorry, Pastor. I am what I am. And it's not Popeye the Sailor Man. All right. Anyway, Pastor. I'm sorry for the language, but justification is justification, and you do have a compassionate heart. I don't mean to lean so heavy. Just please understand I don't have any therapists now, and I know you are a therapist, but commissioned by Christ. And you even understand that some of the therapeutic practices really are biblical principles. I know that's what you would call them. So, I'm sorry about the swearing. It was never. I was surprised when I re-looked at it. I went, whoa, but I still felt comfortable enough to send it to you. Because truly what I'm trying to do with this, I said it last time, Pastor, is not to intellectualize, but to internalize and react. And that's it. Feelings are not thinkings. I without any depth to it, my brother was very pragmatic, systematic, never needed a calculator. He was a genius. And I remember sitting in a diner. I was sleeping in a van, I think, at the time. And anyway, met him. And it doesn't matter what the subject was. The point is, I said to my brother, Joey, how does that make you feel? I've been in therapy since age 19. I know I was in my 40s at the time. Could have been 50, I don't know. And he didn't know what to do with that. Like, I had to keep bringing him back. He just did. So my point is that I'm trying excessively hard not to intellectualize about religions and doctrines, and because it's just so easy for me to be I'm sorry to use the word devil's advocate. That's what I am. I take all sides. I do. So, it's a strange thing about me. So, alright. But I'm sorry that some of that, but I wanted you to understand that this man's message evoked that. And I wanted you to feel me, and if you can, react. If the last is going to be first, let me start with his message. And when I thought about why I had that reaction, I'd say about 5 hours later, and I did look at the service twice and then skim through it a third time. Pastor, I'm just such an odd person because there's too many of me. So when I say me, that's just not right. It's a facet of me. That's why people that are paranoid schizophrenics compartmentalize so easily, because they just become other beings. More importantly, that's why people are shocked by their behavior. It's just endless how many times he was such a nice guy, he was such a this, she was, oh, it's bizarre. But anyway, sorry, Pastor. So in my trying to be honest with you, so squeaky clean honest, I sent you that video. After I saw the swear words, I went, but I know you would overlook that because it was just so an honest reaction that I didn't plan. I haven't done any videos other than when I respond to you in, I think, 3 weeks. And that was just even strange. I was out feeding the cats, and it was raining so much I just took a breather, and that's just what happened. Anyway, but why that reaction, Pastor? Because, Pastor, truly in my own bizarre way, because God is very intricately, the supernatural at least, is very intricately real to me, in the sense that there's more than this world. You know, you said you like that. You know, look beyond the world, what's beyond the world. The gods that created such. But anyway, Pastor, here am I, Lord, use me. I don't think that's a hard thing for me at certain times in my life. Like, the point is that it almost comes naturally to be, okay, let's do it. It's never been done. What does that matter? And I thought about all 4 of his bullet points. And I'm sure I'll forget ones, but in no particular order. Don't say it has never been done. Before I started to turn the frown around, or soon into it, because I was humbled enough in life to know, listen, I don't need to reinvent the wheel. You know, this had to be done before, and it was. Social workers were never paid. They were the arm of the health system, and they were all volunteer, and they just went out to be friends for the people that were shut-ins or very sick or didn't have any family anymore or were mentally ill, but not, more the mainstream mental illness, as if post-traumatic stress disorder that now has a name and chronic depression or chemical, like, it's not new. It's just much more understood. So the point is just a lot, and remember, in those days, women didn't work. So they take their babies and they just go, they join up. And it was totally secular. And in the sense that all religions come, there's fires. Just like a volunteer firefighters. And I spent at least 10 solid years of my life trying to remind this mental health business now, and oh God, that don't you remember your roots? That's all I'm doing. It's just about compassion. I didn't create love. Friendship. I remember a big thing. I got thrown out of a psychiatric ward. Big, you know. Anyway, almost prison-like, and lots of people. Anyway, the point is, I, I brought the state down on the CO, and I technically won, but not what I wanted. But anyway, the why did I bring that up? Oh, that's right. This woman was, CO was so, like, we were having really intense meetings. Like, which kind of gets me, well, I'll divert on that 1 second. But this is heavy stuff. I mean, Turner Frown Around had a pro bono lawyer. Anyway, they made a documentary part. The motive of a documentary done on us was this fight, this David Goliath thing, to the state of New Jersey. But anyway, to circumvent it from going to law, they came in and they heard us, blah, blah, blah. But what was my point? The CO said the following. Talk about not being able to see the forest through the trees. She says, you know, I don't understand you. You don't have any agenda. I used to tell people, the point is, why do you want to come here? You can do your shows, as if that was like, oh, wow, thanks. Why do you want to come here? And I said, you're right, I have no agenda. I want to bring as many people as I can to hang out. And I rattled, and I didn't even mean to. I know when I'm worked up. You should have seen the people, the state people. I said, come on, Janet. Called her by her first name, which was bold of me. Are you not aware that I can prove to you, because I've been all over this psychiatric ward for over 2 years? I've lied to get into the sections I'm not allowed into, and I'm saying all this. That 75%, there's over 1,000 patients here, never get visited. I'm here. They just want someone to be with them, to hang out. So anyway, my point is, Pastor, is that with the wind at my back, not anything of my own doing, his 4 points are done with me. Like, I saw, in business, it's terrible to say, but you find a need and you meet it. You make a profit off of it. The sad part is 2/3 of materialism, people just come up with needs that aren't needs. But they get suckered into materialism like drugs. But anyway, I've been willing to go, yeah, I'm different. I told you before, my whole life I would try to do anything to fit in, to be let in, fit in, let in. It would never end well. I'd either kibosh it, or people would kibosh it, because they'd realize, hey, this guy isn't the veneer that we thought he was. And anyway. So I realized, if I'm going to be a success in life, no one's going to let me in. I can't fit in. So I got to stand out. And that's why I became really so popular. People, I'm telling you, the last few years would literally say I was the mental health Robin Williams. It was becoming that. But anyway, so here's my frustration. Pastor, I haven't shied away. There was a Steve Camp song basically saying, everyone wants to go, I don't know how they put it, but he said, I want to build a tent on, right next to the hole that leads to hell. I'm in hell. But anyway, it's probably just too easy for me. So that's my frustration. Like, when I search my heart, I go, I've done all those 4 things. I've said, here am I, Lord, use me. I'm so angry with God. Because you'd think, come on, God, this is your work. You raise up kings just to make a point for something that are not godly in the sense of oozing with compassion. That's what I think godliness is. But come on, God, I'm just I'm just nothing. You choose the base. I don't know why you put this love in my heart for the lonely. I don't care about people. Everything annoys me. But I don't know. My dad was so caring. Blah, blah. Why can't you make this happen? With no agenda other than people have friends. And feel more loved. I remember one time, you know me, I love dogs more than humans. That's not like put a lie detector test on me. But I stood up, and the thing I always do, I'm always whatever. They were having these big arguments about pet therapy, and then, this is before. Anyway, I just couldn't believe it. Morris County, I think. Anyway, I was just invited to it. I was bored. There's no reason for me to be there, but it was a kind of a political, whatever they call that, town hall. And then I was just done, because I did have an agenda. And I got recognized, and I said, yeah, I do want to say something. But of course, I pushed through 300 people, went in the front, took the microphone, took it off, and said, listen, no one loves dogs more than I do. Yes, there's pros and cons to everything. I'll solve your problem. Why don't we have people therapy? And went on. Visit the lonely. So anyway, I'm bold when God makes me bold, however that works. So I'm very disappointed. I'm going to die, and you saw from the video, it's just getting worse. But, so anyway, that's my reaction. Please tell that guy, though, first of all, I love that you guys really try to stay open to a direction of divinity. So I just, whatever. And anyway, he is a cool guy. And tell him he just emulates that Bible verse where Paul says, I become all things to all men, that by all means I will save some. And he's dedicated, he's come up with a scheme to make it more effective, to get over the initial hurdles of the woman at the well and finding common ground. And he was just so excited. It was just as if he won the Super Bowl when he stopped and said, today, now. He's just so happy there'll be another way, just like you. Another way for more people. I mean, his videos were poundingly, hauntingly, convictingly, powerfully, wow. Like you want to tell them that if you know how to slice and dice these things. I was very touched by him. And just to lighten this up, like when I saw you come on without a tie, I was like, that. No tie on Pastor. Somebody else is preaching. Anyway. So, but I struggled with all that. I didn't listen well the whole service because of that. The first, because of listening to it live. But I've dedicated myself to you being my tutor, my spiritual guide. And so, if you came over to my house every week and spoke to me, and I just thought, wow, the sage, thank you. And in 1 month you said, listen, I'm bringing this guy or this guy. Wow. You want me to listen to this guy? I'm just glad to listen to you. And so I worked that through. So, it was just beautiful. Wow. Just like you. Anyway, I just want to know also on a light note, Pastor, because you brought it up twice. First of all, it was adorable when you said you're the kids' meal at Eater. So I've asked you, this is a sidebar, but I brought it up. I want to know about your artwork, and I really want to know about your diet. I mean, you really are, you're 45. Wow, you look great. That was some sport coat and, like, it was just groovy. The background was perfect. It was like a variety, like it was perfect. You were dressed for the background. I'm sure you're not aware of that. But anyway, if Tiffany dresses you, voila. So, but, I want to know about this critter dinner. Yes, I am interested. It's just nonsensical. It'll mean nothing. My curiosity is through the roof on this nonsensical. As well as, but I got to tell you, Pastor, I'm going deep again because I'm reacting. When you talked about that, the guy spoke about Man in the Mirror Ministries, I guess, iron sharpening iron, and you got to stay connected. It's impossible for me, Pastor. It's impossible. And it's a strange thing because I still need real contact and love, but it's got to be a lot one way in the beginning. That's very unfair of me, but it's what I am. So people with overdoses of compassion in the Sermon on the Mount, they're groovy with that. They say, wow, therefore the grace of God go I. You tell people on the street every now and then when it's a little sarcastic, begging for money. I said, what's your name, man? I said, my name is Go I. Go I, what is that? I said, like when you look at someone like me and you say to your wife, there but for the grace, go I, I'm Go I. But anyway, the thing is that, anyway, it just stung a nerve, that's all. And, I must tell you, though, that the love for missions, I'm telling you, like, a lot went in to turn the frown around. Lots of things. lots of horrors that I was trying to take manure and plant it so there'd be something good to come from the yicko of my life, mess to message. More importantly, healing for the lonely. But, anyhow, I'm losing my train of thought, Pastor. I'm sorry. The, oh boy. Oh, the fact of missionary zeal. And, like, I knew in the back of my mind, with the limited research I had done, that I wanted people, like the saying goes, until you find something to die, you can't live until you find something you're willing to die for. And people like you, Pastor, you'll die for Jesus Christ. You'll die for a lot of people, too. You will. It's so beautiful about you. So my point is, the many facets that were in the ingredients of this concept of making this happen. One of them was the evangelical zeal of those that really love Jesus, like you. So, I don't know. So missions, it just cracks me up. Like, Pastor, do you understand how beautiful your world is? The ones in the Assembly of God that are just like you. It's a subculture. It's glorious. Like, do you understand how many people have their own cliques, their own clubhouses? With the internet, they're big followers and all of that. And there's zillions of them that make up the composite of the world, of different things that unite people, birds of a feather flock together. But the world you're in, everyone's got ladders to climb, things to be proven of their loyalty to whatever it is. In your world, you go from, wow, there's going to be an usher. That's groovy. I know what they were like just 3 months ago. They asked on their own. You know, so-and-so said he'd like to teach Sunday school? No way. Are you kidding? Do you know what he was like a year and a half ago? What? The point is, the gold medal in your world is someone that says, "Here, my Lord, use me. I will trust and obey." That's it. I don't need nothing else. Nothing. If I perish, baga-hoo-bah. That's the highest, to be a missionary. That's glorious. That's a pretty beautiful... Everyone does have that in their sociologies. They just don't know it. Everyone's climbing a ladder. That's your Olympics. To say, you know what, I'm willing to die so someone can have the joy I found. I think that's beautiful. It is. It's glorious. Wow. Now listen, it's 29 minutes and you had to watch the other thing. I just want to say that of all, I can't deny it. Like, the moment. I was struggling, Pastor, all through praise and worship. And then I was really upset you didn't have a tie on. And nothing to do, I couldn't care less of how I don't, obviously I don't, I dress horrific. Um, but and then it didn't even win me over. I must tell you, I just thought I was in synagogue, and your church is so beautiful. It is. You don't know where I'm coming from. Like poor Miss Groovy, and but it was still too. That Anna that forgot her lines, and everybody was just so real. He's got paper together for his scroll, and and I love the lip singer. I must tell you, I felt like she was singing to me. I swear to you, I felt like every as the most spiritual lip singing I don't know that I've ever experienced. I mean that. That was powerful. I was really moved. I enjoyed the poem and yay yay. That's just a pretty. That's not a subculture I would have anticipated from an Assembly of God church. But you guys love the Jews, so we're. I hope that I don't know. It's just I'm just lucky. I'm blessed from your perspective that you'll love me. But anyway, um, I was so moved. I was so moved. Oh, I played that over and over again, over and over and over again. I had to watch the Purim thing about 4 times. Then I just kept. I gotta hear that song. I gotta hear that song. Wow, you tell that woman, she must be so in tune with God. That was not acting. There's something, at least for me. I was like that. That song was unbelievable. All right, it's 32 minutes. I love you, Pastor. I'm sorry again about the swearing. Um, and but please know that that's what it evoked in me. Was like I've done this. I did what that man said to do, and look at me. This isn't working out too well. Oh, I love you, Pastor. You light my heart just knowing that you might be listening to this. I love you, and I love you, and I love you. I do. All right, big hug to you. Well, that's the best part. uh, thanks for listening, Pastor. Thank you.